Hey guys, before we start with the video, I just want to ask a small favor. If you guys find this kind of helpful, please subscribe and like. And at the end of this video, I made another project. If you want to just watch a few minutes afterwards, there's just another part. Some people that play steel tips might find it pretty useful. That's kind of cool. It worked in my situation, so check it out after the video. Thanks. This is a pretty basic video. Great, now I got a box elder bug in my dartboard. Anyway, it's a basic video on how to troubleshoot and repair your GranBoard. This cover here, sit back, very easy to take off. I'm sure a lot of people have done it already. Got a couple screws going around the side. Take the screws out, lift it up. Okay, so the inside, got a rubber mat here that can come off. And you have your segments down here, so if any of them are broke, that's how you just take them out. You can rearrange them if you wanted to. I actually did a different pattern with mine. If you have numbers breaking out along the edge, this would be a good time to get those broken pieces out, because they can get in there and cause some issues. So get them out while you got it apart. My problem is the number 7 keeps registering and I'm not touching it. And basically the way this works is there's 2 layers. Okay, so this is one layer. You got some metal contacts. Then you have a spacer, which is a certain thickness material. And then the other side. So basically when these 2 sheets touch, that makes contact. So in my case, number 7 keeps registering. And I know what the problem is. It is, I'm going to point it right here. Right there. Let me see if I can zoom in. You might actually be able to see which one's causing the problem. Like I said, when these 2 sheets touch, that makes contact. And if you can see, that one's got, it's bubbled up. So underneath here are the segments. And they have little knobs, and that's what pushes on the matrix. So that one right there is causing the problem. It's bubbled up and it's making constant contact. They do have little melt marks to keep the segments, or not segments, that matrix together. Okay, so there's these little spots here so it doesn't shift. You might be able to break that apart, but I'm not going to try doing that unless I had to get to the center ones. So I'm going to take this whole thing out and probably put it on this piece of plywood underneath and see if I can roll that flat. Now to remove the matrix, it's just this ribbon cable here, or this cable here. And you're just going to pull that out and pull this one out. And that's it. And then you can just take this whole thing right out. Okay, so I'm not having any luck with this. I can push it down and then it just pops right back up. So it's totally stretched inwards. The only thing I can maybe try is some heat. At this point, this thing is worthless. Not sure what else I can do. There would be another trick. I could maybe take a small piece of plastic like this material here and cut a hole and put it right over here. And what that would do is it would make it a little bit thicker so it wouldn't make contact as easily. I don't know, it's sticking up pretty good. So that would be worth a try. And sometimes a 7 might not register, but there is other 7s. I believe this one here down here would also be a 7. So maybe it would still work. So maybe I should try that before heating it up. Okay, so I know I said I was gonna try a piece of plastic there first, but I didn't. Now I can't really find it. I think it might be this one here. It's hard to tell. I hit it with a heat gun, and then I was pushing down on it and trying to rub it smooth, because sometimes plastic will go back to its original form once heated up. Sometimes you can mold it, but obviously there's probably some metal in there or something. I don't know. I heated it up, pushed on it, and I'm pretty sure it was this one right here. And it's not sticking up like it was. So I'm gonna put it back together and see what happens. We're gonna put it back to the way it was. Okay. And then our matrix, same thing, tab up the top. Do the smaller cable first on the inside. You can't really mess it up. I mean, well, you could, but basically this one just slides in. Some on computer boards slide in and they lock. These just slide in. Nothing fancy. That's in. And then your backing. I'm anxious to see if this is going to work. So that lines up as well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to clean that real quick. Probably shouldn't do this project unless you have all the tools of the trade. Okay, let's put it back together. Batteries this way. Start up our app, turn it on. So basically I was ready to go. I was testing it, and as you can see I was getting 777. And I'm not getting anything. Looks like we fixed it. So, I fixed my GranBoard. There we go. So if you have something that just keeps registering a number, well, that's how I fixed it. Be careful with the heat gun. 2-3 seconds, it'll melt it. You could probably maybe start with a hairdryer. Might be a little bit safer. I suppose if you had some Teflon, you probably could even use an iron, maybe on low settings or something, but boy, be very careful. I'm not telling anybody to try this stuff, but you know, it wasn't working, and if I didn't try to do something, it was useless. So that's why I did it. So hopefully this helps you guys. See ya. Hey guys, so I got my GranBoard back up on the wall. Just wanted to show you something quick that I made. I made these brackets. This is just 2 3/4 inch pieces of plywood, and I shaped it. Well, I didn't shape it, I cut some circles out. There's another video out there someplace, but bolt sandwiched in between the 2 layers comes out. It's just a carriage bolt. And I'll show you what those bolts are for. It's for this guy. So what I did is I took a piece of plywood, and with my router, my jig, I cut out a big circle. Okay, then I started cutting another circle, but then I stopped right here, right here. So I made these little tabs. Took these pieces that were on this part, and that's what I made those with. Now let me show you what I do with this. So there we go. So now I have my steel tip board in the same location, and the best part is I don't have to move my throw line, because now the board sticks out just the right amount away from the wall, so I can use the same exact throw line. As you can see, I have the laser light, but that's probably gonna come down because during the day I can't see the light. So I'm gonna put an actual line down, and I don't want 2 throw lines. So basically, this is why I did that. I could do the brackets, but then I would have to take the GranBoard down, put this other board up, and I'd have two different lines, because steel tip, you're shooting closer to the board. So if you didn't know that, that's why I mentioned it. So just thought I'd show you that quick. And that's it. So thanks for watching.